Here's my live on YouTube. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. I'm getting that live link to go in my goddess tribe. This is just lovely. This is one of those days, and that is why we are taking that little bit of break here. There it is, from the challenge again today. And I actually wanted to share with you something that I've been wanting to read to remind myself about the beautiful journey that this is, because I know it can be so challenging to see that beauty in this journey. So let me hit this. I'm live. All right. Oh, and I was also going to put myself live on my Empowerment Experiences Instagram as well, because I am, I stopped doing my lives on my Empowerment Experiences page. I myself have been working through visibility blocks of all kinds these past couple weeks, getting back into doing my lives from when I used to do them all the time before. And it's such a trip to see when you don't continue that forward movement of the changes that you're implementing in your life. You will always fall back into the old patterns. Always. The old limiting beliefs, the old comfort zone, because it was so fucking comfortable. And that's how I've been lately with this happening and going, oh my gosh, yeah. For those who may be new to my channel, to my various platforms here that I'm live on, my name is Rochelle Richard, and I am the founder, creator, and self-love empowerment coach of Empowerment Experiences. And Empowerment Experiences was this whole concept that came through me after I began and had been doing all of this deep dive self-love empowerment work for myself, from having been a former pimped out, drug addicted prostitute, misdiagnosed bipolar, pumped full of drugs, turned into a zombie who wanted to kill herself even more, because the system, it's not a care system in any way, shape, or form. It's all about here's a pill, here's a pill. It's a business. It's not a care system. They care about their bottom line. That's what they care about, but they don't care about you. They don't care about me. And that's why it is our responsibility to care about ourselves. Okay? And to surround ourselves with like-minded, energetically aligned soul tribe. Okay? I honestly can tell you, I don't know how I would get through some days if I didn't have my coach, if I didn't have my tribe, my soul family, if I didn't have these support systems in place. Because I got to tell you, this morning with my coach even, I was just like, he knew. He's like, so what's going on? Because he's like, are you just not feeling well? And I go, well, it's not that I'm just not feeling well. It's that things aren't working right? Because I'm paying attention. I'm focusing on the negative things rather than focusing on what is working. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, feeling fed up with the twin flame journey, feeling fed up with the whole idea of twin flames, period. So you are not alone in this, goddess. I know my place, I know my purpose, I know my mission. But some days I'm gonna just be real, and I know you feel this too, but some days it just fucking sucks. And that's how it is. And that is why I wanted to take a pause from the challenge. And I had this book. I wasn't sure if I was going to read it last week. I thought I might today, because tomorrow we will get back to the challenge. We will get back to the 17-day self-love empowerment challenge. And tomorrow falls in perfect alignment for doing Forgiveness Friday. And I definitely have a list of forgiveness to be doing. So that is the other reason why I wanted to kind of hold space right now for not just myself with where I am, but to hold space for you, for all of us, to allow for us to actually do the forgiveness practice and release what we've been holding on to that is not ours to carry any longer. Because this is that balance of life. We have to let go and allow for new to flow in. The balance. We have to cry our tears to allow for the smiles to come through too. The joy and the sorrow, the balance of this journey, the contrast that teaches us. Because that was, again, talking with my coach this morning, he's a business marketing coach. And we still do the mindset, and we still do all the blocks and the beliefs and these sorts of things, because it's so important. When you are an entrepreneur and you're building a business, it is never just about the business. Never. Because you are the energy behind your business. Without you, your business wouldn't be, just as without you, your life wouldn't be. And this is why it comes back to that being so important, for you to be loving yourself, for you to care enough about yourself to realize that you fucking matter here, that you're making a difference here. That even, like with my ego, wants to say, well, see, nobody's watching because nobody cares, Rochelle. See, that's what goes on. Even after having the impact that I've had, that I still have, that I continue to grow in having, but there's that ego that's there every step of the way in one way, shape, or form to help you grow stronger. A tear and a smile, joy and sorrow, the balance of this life, the journey, all that is this journey, this self-love empowerment journey. Even if it's the twin flame journey that you identify with, I've got to get my speech recorded for all of you as well about it was, blew my mind. But you identify with the twin flame journey, I am here to tell you 1,000 gazillion infinitesimal percent that it is firmly anchored in your self-love empowerment journey. Because if you are your twin, then it's you who you have got to be focusing on and cultivating that love within yourself. And truly loving yourself is many-layered and multifaceted, just like you are as well. But because of our conditioning, we have grown up believing we have to fit in a box, we have to be a certain way. We have to work. And that was part of the conversation with my coach this morning, is that I feel like I have so much still to do in my business. I have so much to get done, and life is getting in the way. I actually was in that space this morning, and of course, it doesn't go away. Again, these things return. We continue to be presented with these lessons over and over so that we can truly cement the learning from them and be implementing them in our lives. So as I tell him this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been helping out, watching, these two precious little children in my life from two soul sisters of mine. I've been helping them out, and then of course just living more life. I'm in like an NFT club, I call it, a little club learning about NFTs. It's a crypto digital thing that, don't ask, because I know this much still, okay? That's partly why I want to, again, expand my realm here. But it was that space of feeling like that overwhelm, that, oh my God, I have this I need to do, that my ego wanted to completely negate the being, the living, the life that is this all-encompassing experience, the good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly. And that is why I want to take a pause today from the challenge itself and read something that I love. I love Khalil Gibran. He is one of my all-time favorite authors. All time. And in fact, I may have mentioned this when I've shared about The Prophet, which is this is a collection of different books of his in one book. And when I first was introduced to Khalil Gibran, it was actually when I was a prostitute. It was a married couple. And they were amazing people, but their lives, everything they built, it was just crumbling beneath them. They were hiring prostitutes. They were not just doing rock cocaine, which, trust me, I mean, look, I'm a bougie vanilla kind of girl, right? You don't put regular vanilla in my tea. You put Madagascar vanilla. That's what we joke about in my coffee shop. Is I'm a bougie, I do have some standards. And so I did even back then as a freaking drug addict, right? There's street crack and there's rock cocaine. And they are two different things. I couldn't do the street crack. I don't know what it was mixed with. I don't know what but man, I was all about the other one. And he would just go out and buy from whoever off the streets, and actually sent a big old rock home with me when I flushed it. That's how bad it was. I flushed it. But beneath all of that, as we're so often shown, as so very much is the case, these were two amazing people, incredible souls that had a profound impact on my life. That here I am, a decade and a half later, talking about them. Because of this book that they gave me, that I would read all the time, called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. And because of them, I have this connection, this giver, right? This giver for me that helps me to come back into that center space and realize the totality that is this experience that I'm here to experience, that we're all here to experience, that we don't get the good without the bad, and that it's because of the bad that makes the good taste so fucking sweet when we have it. And so that's what I wanted to share today. Hello, goddess! Welcome, from Berlin, correct? Berlin. I'm keeping everybody, again, straight. Where are y'all from, too? So again, they sent home that book. That was the first I'd ever heard of Khalil Gibran. And then years later, I was at a thrift store. And I'm definitely one of those where I will at least peruse the books. I'll at least go, because energetics, right? Tune in. And if something jumps out at me, I'm going to pull it out. Well, that was the case about what I'm about to read to you. It came as, yay, I got it right. It came as that kind of gift to me, his second book. And they're, of course, in another room. I didn't bring the original books that I had found. And this one found me. It was part of almost like the same little collection. They were the same, it was the same kind of cover, protector, everything. And that book by Khalil Gibran was titled A Tear and a Smile. And I went, ooh. And I read the namesake of the book, the title piece of that book, and that's what I'm about to share with you today. I've read that one so many times, and there's just like in, sort of like in The Prophet, that's like a whole story where he breaks down the different facets of humanity. In A Tear and a Smile, it's a collection of it's a collection of prose, poetry, and his various writings that all come under that umbrella of his perspective of a tear and a smile. So with that, without further ado, I am going to read this to you. And you better believe it's got its own sticky note. Of course it does. I would not exchange the sorrows of my heart for the joys of the multitude. And I would not have the tears that sadness makes to flow from my every part turn into laughter. I would that my life remain a tear and a smile. A tear to purify my heart and give me understanding of life's secrets and hidden things. A smile to draw me nigh to the sons of my kind and to be a symbol of my glorification of the gods. A tear to unite me with those of broken heart. A smile to be a sign of my joy in existence. I would rather that I died in yearning and longing than that I lived weary and despairing. I want the hunger for love and beauty to be in the depths of my spirit, for I have seen those who are satisfied the most wretched of people. I have heard the sigh of those in yearning and longing, and it is sweeter than the sweetest melody. With evening's coming, the flower folds her petals and sleeps, embracing her longing. At morning's approach, she opens her lips to meet the sun's kiss. The life of a flower is longing and fulfillment, a tear and a smile. The waters of the sea become vapor and rise and come together and are a cloud. And the cloud floats above the hills and valleys until it meets the gentle breeze, then falls weeping to the fields and joins with the brooks and rivers from whence it came to return to the sea, its home. The life of clouds is a parting and a meeting, a tear and a smile. And so does the spirit become separated from the greater spirit to move in the world of matter and pass as a cloud over the mountain of sorrow and the plains of joy to meet the breeze of death and return whence it came, to the ocean of love and beauty, to God. And you know what's beautiful about having something that means so much to you that you read along your journey throughout life, that when you revisit it, you gain yet another perspective, another bit of understanding for your journey. Because even just now reading that, and with where I've been, and with my twin flame journey, with just even me, right? We're all in this whole liminal space, this unknown, uncertain space where you just feel like you don't know what the fuck is up. Sometimes even with yourself. And it's learning to be okay with that. To hold space for where you are, to allow for the tears that also bring that smile. Like we've read, the joy and sorrow. The joy is your sorrow unmasked. And that is the connection. That is the balance of this world, the yin and the yang. The light in the dark and the dark in the light. And that's this twin flame journey. That's this twin flame journey. I can honestly say I did not really foresee where my counterpart and I are. But at the same time, I can now understand why. It all makes sense. It does. But at the same time, none of it does. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because that's how it feels, right? But what is it in that moment that you're being asked? To come back home to you. To say, what is one thing I am sure of? That's me. That no matter what transpires outside of me, I'm the one that has power over me and how I choose to allow myself to experience my experience. And I know, oh God, do I know, on the days when it's the tear days and life feels so heavy. And this journey feels like you just want to say, fuck it. I wish this had never happened. I mean, believe me, that's the truth that I work through, that comes up. When the pain is triggered about my counterpart, I say, if I never accepted his friend request, I never would have gone to India. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be serving clients in a capacity like never before. I wouldn't have made and met the amazing connections that I have made and met because of him. I am that person that says, whenever asked the question, if you could change one thing about your life, what would it be? And I'm talking anything about your journey up until now. If you could change one thing in your life, I've always been that person that would say, nothing. I would change nothing, because I know that if I change one thing about my past, about my journey, no matter how excruciating and how traumatizing certain aspects of it may have been, if I change one thing, it could change everything about where I am now. And there's just some shit I'm not willing to take that chance, because it could have gone a whole hell of a lot worse. But instead, here I am, in my purpose, in my mission. The logistics of it, the matrix aspect of it may be what's really truly the convoluted part for me. It's, taking this and translating it into all of this, right? Even my coach is like, yeah, make a video. You're good at doing videos. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm great at writing as well. I just can get a whole lot more out when I'm on video, right? But we just keep pressing on, goddesses. I promise, even on the tear days, smiles are coming. And you get to help yourself in that. That's why obviously it's so aligned that I did the givers list in the live right before this one on Monday, because Tuesday things came up on Monday. Because you can choose to find something on that list that maybe you don't want to listen to something that's going to take you sky high and da-da-da-da, because when you're in that low vibe space and you're in resistance, even I catch myself when I'm listening to something and I'll be, that little underhanded comments come out. I don't have $1 million in my account, just talking crazy shit, where you're back talking the mind food you're listening to. So you got to do something different then, because you're still working against yourself. And you say, I'm just going to go put on some meditative music, close my eyes, and just meditate, because it is very meditative to put on some frequency music and just tune into that. Just every time your mind wants to start thinking about something, say, no, music, sound, no words. Sorry, Sebastian, no words. All of a sudden I was hearing, probably from karaoke night on New Year's Eve, we did karaoke. I'm hearing Sebastian from The Little Mermaid now, right? Winds, words, there you see her. Now I'm going to have that in my head today, which is all well and good because it's a really good song. But no words. You are the catalyst, right? And especially when you have way too many words going on up here, tuning into something that's mind food, that's wordy, it's not usually what I recommend, at least for me anyway. But instead, like I said, just be. Just lay back, relax, and tune in to something that is going to draw you in and envelop you like a warm blanket out of a dryer. That just reassures you that everything is okay. And it's going to be okay. That's how we really love ourselves. That's when we're really put to the test. Is in those moments. Those tear moments. You have the power. You always have the power. With that, I'm going to let you go. Hello, Goddess Mona. And there's no comments popping up. And I know sometimes Instagram does that. And I know I'm going to call you Miss Berlin. I think it's so cool that you're from Germany. That's one of the things I love about online is we can connect everywhere. And we get to realize how connected we all are. Yeah. So, with that, goddesses, be sure you are signed up for the challenge. Tomorrow we are talking about forgiveness. It's so perfect. I kind of purposely did that, but kind of not, that it falls on Friday for Forgiveness Friday. And yeah, we're all making our way. We're all in this together. And it is really about you loving you. Because that is the key to getting through anything. Is loving yourself through it. Okay? And honoring that your life is supposed to be a tear and a smile. Not just a smile. I will say one thing that hit me in that little pause there is I grew up in Kansas. I grew up in the heartland of America. And we would have so much rain, thunderstorms. Yeah, I was fairly close to Tornado Alley and all that. And I would remember I was so depressed. I hated it. It was always cloudy. The sun never shined, and that was the story. And then I come out here to Arizona, and holy crikeys! The sun shines like 360 days a year. versus where I was in Kansas. So I got the complete opposite. So I had that contrasting experience that now when it rains or storms out here in the valley, I'm like, yes, it's overcast, it's cloudy, yay! Whereas before, I wasn't super happy about it. But now it is about that balance, realizing that that's all we're here to do, is come into balance. Love yourself. Allow yourself to feel that balance. And realize that with a tear and a smile, that it is balance. With that, I am letting you go this time. I will put the link to the challenge so you can be sure to sign up for that. So there are updates coming to that as well after speaking with my coach. We're just sorting it all out. Good times, good times. And that's what we're doing here. Remind yourself, you are learning on the job. You are learning on the journey. So like I said before, get off your own back. Okay? I will see you back here tomorrow morning, and we will be talking about forgiveness, which is massive for aligning yourself for what you desire. Massive for creating the life that you want to live. Without it, you will carry with you a little red wagon, energetic little red wagon, I like to call it in my coaching, a little red wagon of crap, all rusted. You probably got a broken wheel, all your past shit that you're continuing to drag along with you. And forgiveness is about leaving that wagon behind. Because it's slowing you down. It's weighing you down and it's holding you back from getting a whole upgraded wagon. Okay? All right. Tomorrow, forgiveness. With that, my name is Rochelle. Again, thank you so much for spending time with me. I appreciate you goddesses there on Instagram so very, very much. I appreciate any and all of you who tune in live, who catch the replay. Let me know you stopped by. And like I said, I'll drop that sign up link down below. I do have one-on-one sessions open still for the month. Just a few, because crazy schedules. And of course, my EWR All Access Pass, which I'll talk more about that later. I will see you all tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Phoenix time, which is currently Mountain time. Go create amazing, because that's what you are. And you have the power in your hands to do exactly that. To be the amazing that you already are. And that you've always been. Just like that power has always been in your hands because it's always been inside you. I promise. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.